Alternative petroleum technologies are meeting the challenge of providing even cleaner fuels with new generations of emulsified fuels. They offer technologies and expertise to help operators of large diesel engines and industrial boilers reduce their cost of environmental compliance and operations. And they're developing new ways to help international power plant operators meet the constantly growing demand for electricity with heavier oil products that are made cleaner and more economical.
The core of alternative petroleum technologies is the fact that it offers economical solutions to ecological problems. It does that by featuring its product that it refers to as emulsified fuels. Emulsified fuels are combinations of liquid petroleum products, small amounts of water, and an additive. When these emulsified fuels are combusted, they lead to cleaner emissions, a more efficient combustion, and oftentimes that leads to a less expensive form of energy. Emulsified fuels offers some of the oldest players in the energy business, large power companies and big oil companies, an opportunity to take an existing product, liquid fossil fuels, and help it be more competitive in an environment where alternative energy and green forms and renewable forms of energy is a critical part of every country's political scheme and an important necessity for all of us who breathe the air in the planet.
Alternative Petroleum Technologies is globally recognized as an industry leader and a pioneer in the field of emulsified fuels. APT's unique understanding and know-how in the fuel emission technology allow it to provide a one-stop solution to customers.
The significant effects of APT's technology occur in the combustion chamber. There, the water in the mixture bursts into steam before the fuel ignites, and these tiny steam explosions break the fuel droplets into smaller droplets. That means you get a more efficient burn. The gain in efficiency means that the fuel burns more completely, and that means you have less pollution.
The main business strategy for alternative petroleum technologies over the last several years has been focusing on solving specific problems for customers around the world.
We very much focused on getting as close as possible to the end user. If you think of a specialty chemical business, it tends to be quite remote from the end user, and very often it will go through an intermediate. If you're thinking about new ideas, new startups, and the closer you get to the pulse of where it's happening, that's where you're going to see these developments emerge, and that is the model we've used.
We don't help customers define their problems. We let them come to us with their problems, and we help them define the solutions.
The Messina terminal, located in the port of Genoa, Italy, is the home to a fleet of container ships which sail all over the Mediterranean, Africa, the Middle East and the Indian subcontinent. For the last several years, Alternative Petroleum Technologies has been providing Messina with the use of an on-site emulsification plant that is used to fuel their vehicles and port equipment, running 24 hours per day.
In this particular location, we've installed a blending unit on the site, and so the customer is able to order diesel from any of the distributors here in the Genoa area, put it in their storage tank, and from that storage tank they then make an emulsion that goes immediately into the vehicles, and that model has given the customer a greater flexibility in terms of his purchasing power with the base diesel.
Io ritengo che l'utilizzo di combustibili alternativi come questo combinato tra acqua e gasolio possano dare un contributo molto importante e molto rilevante all'abbattimento dell'inquinamento all'interno del porto. Poi in una città importante come Genova, in cui il porto fa parte della città, si contribuisce anche alla qualità ambientale complessiva del tessuto cittadino e metropolitano. Per cui sicuramente credo che possa essere un passaggio molto importante incrementare questo tipo di combustibili attraverso anche provvedimenti normativi che incentivino l'utilizzo da parte degli operatori. Mi auguro che questa dimensione, che su Genova è già partita in via sperimentale, si possa consolidare ed estendere e dare un contributo alla qualità ambientale complessiva.
APT has developed technologies and protocols for the manufacture of highly stable and cost-effective fuel emulsions. The production of these emulsions involves the use of chemical additive packages, a mechanical blending process and the technical know-how. The precise combination and application of these components make APT a world leader in its field.
The wide-scale production of our technology will always involve an intimate balance of our proprietary additives and our proprietary blending process in a way that helps the end user manage their infrastructure, and with that is to manage the best cost formula. Alternative Petroleum Technologies has turned the door on commercialization. We are now executing commercial agreements and commercial contracts. We've got a half dozen projects around the world. If you looked at each of them on their own, without knowing the insight to what went into them, they would look very different. In India, we're working with a refinery. In California, we're working with fuel distributors and the port. In Ecuador, we're working with a coffee roasting company and a shipping company. In China, we're working with a shoe factory.
As a businessman, the surprising result is that many of the applications using APT's technology allow substantially reduced harmful emissions at a net savings in fuel cost. So you can have cleaner air at a profit.